You just heard a melody that I had composed. A few notes, a particular texture, specific rhythm. Now, imagine you listen to the same melody again tomorrow. Maybe slightly altered, more instruments layered to it. And then again next week. And then it's there everywhere in your social feeds, in commercials, and even as background music to someone else's masterpiece. How long before the once unique and fresh melody starts to feel inevitable? How long before it feels like less of a discovery and more of a mere replication? We live in a world that thrives on the copy paste function. From viral trends that explode and fade within days to AI algorithms capable of generating content in seconds, we are constantly bombarded. We scroll through endless feeds of remixes, reimaginations, and frankly, outright imitations. So, how do you generate something original in this noise? So, how do you find your unique voice when the loudest voices are just echoes? How do you create your original idea when the world demands instant familiar gratification? I started off very young as a music composer. I remember when I was in my 9th or 10th standard, my music sir, Sudhakaran sir, came to me with a piece of paper, and in it was a few lyrics written by another sir, a teacher of mine. His name is Unikishan sir. So he told me, Varun, why don't you just try composing a tune to the lyrics? So I was like, sir, I have no clue how to do it. So, but he told me, no, you just give it a try. If it works, otherwise you come back to me. So I get back home, I'm sitting in my study, and just looking at those lyrics, wondering what to do. I have no clue how to do it. The only music is the few ragas that I've learned within these few years. And then something clicked, a spark from somewhere. I started humming a tune. And then after a few minutes, I'm just singing the lyrics along with the tune. And I was amazed. I was in cloud 9 because the power of creation gives you a high. It is inexplainable. And then next day, I'm back in school, and during lunch break, I go to Sudhakaran sir. I open the piece of paper, and I just start singing. So he was just looking at me. Then when I finished, he's gave me a quirky smile. I don't know whether he liked the tune or not, but he smiled. And he took the piece of paper from me. Then he started singing his version of the lyrics, the melody that he composed. And I was awestruck. I was like, it's totally different from what I imagined, but beautiful. That is when first time that I realized the close relationship between perspective and an original idea. And it was an eye-opener for me. Yeah. It's fine. So, I was always captivated by the power of music and sound in telling stories, to evoke emotions, and to build their own worlds. But as I navigated through the industry, and as I did jingles for various brands, I felt the immense pressure to conform, to sound like X, to chase the latest sonic fad, and to produce tracks that would go viral. It was overwhelming. I didn't know what to do. So let me tell you something about originality. What originality isn't. Originality isn't about, you know, just existing in vacuum. You can create in isolation, but you don't belong in isolation. It's like we are all influenced by the art that we consume, the lives that we live, the culture that we inhabit. It's like it's like the ideas come to you in a different way. For me, originality is, as far as I understand, is far more profound and far more achievable. It's simply about perspective. It's about bringing your unique lens, your unique truth, emotional truth, unique history to the universal elements of creation. It's about making conscious, consistent choices that reflect you as you are. Even if those choices go against the grain of popular demand or algorithmic suggestions. Originality isn't found. It's built through conscious, consistent choices. Now, how do you build it? Let me give you a few of my strategies. My first strategy would be to cultivate inner silence. How do you do that? This world is in constant noise. And the most revolutionary act that you can do is to simply listen to yourself. So, when a director approaches me with a scene to score music to, before I even touch an instrument or open a digital audio workstation, I dedicate time to what I call sonic meditation. So what I do is I simply close my eyes. You guys can also do this with me and try it out. I simply close my eyes. I let my mind wander, and I listen to the sounds from inside, not the external sounds. And then this is where my unique source code lies. And this is where creation happens, as far as I know. And then I sing. It's in these quiet moments the truest ideas emerge, untouched by external influences. It's the moment before the first note is played, moment before the first brush stroke, or moment before the first word is written. As a legendary Western classical composer Joseph Haydn once said, there was no one around me to confuse me, so I was forced to be original. Even though he said it with a touch of humor, he meant to listen to your inner self and not to the external sounds. My second strategy would be to embrace constraint and not just freedom. We live in a digital age with infinite possibilities. Every sound, every effect is at your fingertips. And infinite choices can also be paralyzing. That's where I try to build boundaries of constraint. For example, if a project comes to me to score music, a whole film, I try to compose all the emotions, that is anger, be it sadness, everything in that particular one key. It's challenging, but it's interesting. And if it's a song, I try to limit the number of instruments I use for that song. But these are not limitations I put on myself. It's like boundaries I've kept so that I can innovate. And within these boundaries, I am forced to find novel solutions or maybe unexpected beauty. So it's like if you can't copy paste a solution, you're forced to invent one. Now, my third strategy, and the most challenging, definitely most challenging, is the art of deliberate unlearning. We are constantly exposed to various trends, consciously and subconsciously. And to be original, to stay original, you have to learn to deconstruct them and not just blindly consume them. It's like you need to ask, why is this trend popular? What is the emotional chord that it strikes in people? And what are its fundamental building blocks? When you understand the buts and the whys, then you can decide to respond in your true way. It is whether to subvert it, whether to twist it in some way, or whether to completely ignore it. It's not about rejecting popularity. It's about understanding it. It's about deciding how to respond in your true original way than a knee-jerk imitation. It's like a chef who understands his ingredients rather than a copier of recipes. Now, this journey is not a quick fix. Absolutely not. Originality is a result of the long game. It is about having patience, persistence, and a little bit of self-compassion towards yourself. And creation happens in a different way. It doesn't happen just like that. So, what I try to do is, I try to embrace the moment. I try to make choices, consistent choices. It's like each choice I make is to cultivate inner silence. Each choice is to embrace constraint, and each choice is to deliberately unlearn a trend. I must tell you guys, originality isn't found. It's built through conscious, consistent choices that you make. There will be moments where you feel self-doubt. There will be moments of, where the siren songs of trends are overwhelming for you. And there are going to be moments where your original idea might not be embraced immediately, or rather misunderstood. There was a song that I did called Padayorangale Bhutakaranale. I did it for a web series, and the web series didn't happen. The song got released, no one is listening to it. But during elections, the song became a viral hit. It garnered close to, I think, 20 million views or so over all the various platforms. So in these high and low moments in life, just remember that originality is not found, it's built through conscious, consistent choices. Now, coming to the so-called devil in the room, AI. You listened to a track before I got on stage, a music piece that I had composed. It has been written and composed by me, but the voices that you heard are created using AI. So I took an original idea and I used AI to enhance the idea. So I think you need to make AI your friend rather than your master. Creativity can be enhanced using AI instead of just leaving it to AI. So the world is not looking for more copies, I tell you. It's looking for your authentic voice, your original ideas. So be yourself, be original. Thank you.